Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. I'm Elijah. You know what program that you're listening to. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. This is the book. Banned from the Bible, 3 books a month. Enoch, Jubilee, hash. You gotta rehash it first. By the time we left the garden until we're in the promised land. First time, Jubilee, the prophecy, everything that was gonna happen to us. From the time we left the garden until this day, Enoch's the prophecy, everything was going to happen in the world from generation to generation. The Apocrypha, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, prophecy, doctrine, judgment, execution of righteous judgments, how we got jacked. I'm just saying. So that's in that book. And you got to have this book. You got to know your demons, how they are, where they are, who they are, how they operate, why they operate, what's the cause, effect. So you got to have all those things. You got to know those things. That's right. You got to know about them demons because they are here and they're alive and they're attacking you. And every time you get close to God, every time you could dedicate your life to more of doing God's will, and demons come and attack. That's right. So they're attacking you. That means I'm not going to go that far with you. Okay, here we go. We got the testament. Let's see, yeah, the testament of the 12 patriarchs. So that's what that is. That's the testament of the 12 patriarchs. And that's why I'm here, to turn the hearts of the children back to the fathers, the father hearts back to the children. Lest I strike the earth with a curse. That's what Lord God said. That's in Malachi chapter 4, verses 4 through 6. So I'm going to sing Elijah for the great and dreadful day. To turn the hearts of the children back to the father, the father's hearts back. So who are the fathers? Yeah, go look down. They don't say fathers, they say fathers. Got an S on it. And those are our fathers: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher, and Joseph, and Benjamin. So left us our inheritance forever, our everlasting inheritance. So when you go read that book, you find out all about your inheritance, who you are. They tell you about the exaltation, the time, the end of time, what's going to happen to us. It tells you everything. How we going to get out this, how we going to get out the situation. Because everything is prophecy. Yeah, prophecy is doctrine. Why? Because the Lord God cannot lie. God tell you something's going to happen, it's going to happen. All you got to do is wait for it. Get your popcorn, sit down, and wait for it. It's going to happen. This Gnostic gospel, Thomas, Mary, and John. So they got stuff in that book that's not in the Holy Bible. That's right. So I read to you the other day why it's the Acts of John. So John did a whole lot of stuff, and Mary, Thomas, it's the same thing. It's the gospel. All you gotta do is read it, and I told you, you read any one of those books, all of them gonna sound the same because they got the same. It might have different writers, but the author is the same. The one that's whose story it is the same. Then you have this here. You got not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. And this is the last message. That's the message that the Lord God gave me to give to you. That's what He gave me. And I tell you, anybody, go to Deuteronomy chapter 20, go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. That's the main thing about it. So when you go there and you repent with your whole heart, keep all His commandments, and enter back into the bonds of the forever covenant. And if you want to find out about that, go to Jubilees chapter 2 or Jubilees chapter 50. Learn about the forever covenant that you're a part of. But really, that's in the book of the patriarch. All our people do the same thing from the beginning of time until this day. Everybody got to repent with the old heart, keep all His commandments, and enter into the bonds of the forever covenant. That's what we have to do. And all our brothers tell you, all our fathers tell you, say that's how you're going to have to get out of this situation that you're in. I have 2 dreams. You always have dreams. Even if I don't dream, I have dreams. That's right. So I dreamed last night, most of the personal dreams. But anyway, the book of Matthew, they don't tell you dreams. They'll tell you the dreams later. It's not no big deal. If you're waiting for the dream, you'll be waiting. The Apocrypha. So I say, the video called the book, and the black hats. And so this morning, man, I was just sitting there, I was watching one of them programs, one of them demons program, wicked program. And man, I started thinking about it. And I started really thinking about it, because when we think about something, we being as into Christ Jesus, we always don't think about the negative aspects of things. We think about the goodness and the goodness part, the peace part, and everything. But man, they got some even wicked stuff that happened to us. That's right. Man, I'm gonna repeat an old dream. I'm gonna tell you the old dream before I tell you why I'm telling this and tell you why I'm doing this. In this dream, it's an old dream. In this dream, like I told you, we had this baby, a toddler, and he was sitting on the bed. And as he was sitting on the bed, he was trying to get on that floor. And like I told you, all them children, you set them children on the bed. I don't care how high that bed is, them children want to get down on that floor. Because they can get down on that floor and get on the side of that bed, they can go. And I told you that. So the baby rolled down on the floor. And, you know, I don't remember giving out no cry, because I want to do a little cry, then they get up. Once that little hurt gone, then they go about their business. So I picked the baby up. And I picked the baby fell, rolled down, not knowing they did it unintentionally. Picked him up, got him up, and you know, I guess he cried a little bit. The next thing you know, I'm outside now. This man here of the babies and the owner of the babies, and do not know the babies are toddler. And so the baby just comes straight out and asks, "Why are you crying over spilled soda?" I would say, "Why are you crying over spilled soda?" Just like that. And so that's, you know, that's how the Lord give you messages. Yeah. Donkeys talk, trees talk. And so anyway, so that's what we say. Now, so that's one of the dreams. So that's an old dream. So you listen to one of my videos, you know that's an old dream. But I say that to say this. So go in the book of Maccabees. Go into the book of Maccabees, and we go into the second chapter of. Wait a minute. I want to make sure we go into the second chapter of the book of Maccabees, and so as you go to the second chapter of the book of Maccabees, then it goes into Jeremiah the prophet, and Jeremiah. But before they call him Jeremiah, call him Jeremy. But we know that it's Jeremiah. So as you go in there, and he tells them about, and when Jeremiah came thither, he found an hollow cave, and therein he laid the tabernacle and the altar of incense, and he stopped the door. So as soon as those that followed him came to mark the way, but they could not find it, so it was hidden from them. So just stay with me. So what truly happened unto us was hidden from us. Yeah, that was dissimilar. Which when Jeremiah perceived, he blamed them, saying, "As for that place, it should be unknown until the time that God gathered his people again together and received them unto his mercy." So that's what's happening now. And so that's why certain things are being revealed to us now. That's right. That's why they are revealed to us now. So I say that. I say that to say this. I want to make sure. All right. So we go here, and this about the book of Zechariah. I read this to you already, so I'm not going. If you want me to hear me read it, go to the book and the black hats. But I'm going to read some of it to you. It says, "And recover again the temple renowned to all the world over, and freed the city, and upheld the laws which was going down, the law being gracious unto them with all favor." So that's what he's talking about us. Okay. All these things I say being declared by Jason of Cyrene, Cyrene. In 5 books we was essayed to abridge in 1 volume. So that's the name of the book abridged. So he did that, Jason. See, Jason and Serena, 5 books. We will essay to abridge in 1 volume. So he did that. For considering that the infinite numbers and the difficulty was to find that to desire to look into the narration of story for the varieties of the matter. Okay. So when he did that, I wasn't thinking about nothing evil, man. You know, I just think, well, that's what they did, but it was an evil thing that was his plan. You gotta remember, during this time, Constantine, because when you first read the book, they talk about he praising the Romans. That's what he wanted, the Romans and the Greeks. That was Jason wanted to do. And so he wanted to be the high priest. But the high priest is nothing that somebody just wake up and say, oh, God chooses the high priest. That's right. And you have to do things to become a high priest. It ain't no sudden, just like these pastors and preachers, that what the Lord God tells us. He didn't send these people. These people chose that upon their own. I know it's a big difference. And hopefully one day, Lord God, tell me, let me reveal that difference unto you. But anyway, so now, because I want you to know, I'll say it's in the 2nd chapter, verse 20. All these things I say, being declared by Jason and Serena in 5 books, we are assigned to abridge in 1 volume. So Constantine, so you know who did that. So that's what he wanted to do, man. This man was wicked. Now we're going to, just listen to it. Now we're going to chapter 4. Chapter 4. So, you know, all these things are being worked together. That's what, man, come on, bro. Come on, you're not looking at the evil and the wickedness, and you got to take the whole picture and put it together. So he abridged all those books. Why would you abridge those books? The Lord told you to abridge those books. Did he? So anyway, that's where the Holy Bible comes from. That's what they tell them what they did, and they abridged that book, and that's where the Holy Bible comes from. Him and Constantine. Now, wait a minute. Now, they write it out like they did it for our good. You say, we're skipping down to verse 27. Easy is no ease unto him that prepared a banquet and seeking the benefits thereof. See, that's what he's telling on himself. The seeking the benefits thereof, benefits of others. Yet for the pleasing of many, we will undertake gladly this great pains. Leaving to the author the exact handling of every particular, and laboring to follow the rules of abridgment. So that's what he's telling you why he's doing it, but we know that's a lie. Yeah. He did it to hide the things from Israel. Yeah. And Jason was a Jew. Man, come on, let's go. So he wanted to be the high priest because his brother Onias was the high priest. Go read it. So anyway, so now we're going to skip. Because it goes and tell you that how he wanted to be like the Greeks. Hey, you say we go at chapter 4. Now we see the wickedness, and we know why he did everything. Now we're going to chapter 4, the 2nd book of Maccabees, chapter 4. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus and Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored to underhand to be high priest. Labored to underhand to be high priest. He was the brother-in-law. So when you go back, now this is the plan. He's been working that plan all the way back. That's where the Holy Bible comes. That's why so much is missing in that Holy Bible. That's right. So he worked that work, man. Yeah, and then when you go on, then say, and the royal privilege began a special favor to the Jews by the means of John the father Polymus. So all these Romans who went to the bastard of Rome for the amenity and to aid, he took away, putting down the government which was according to the law. He brought a new customer against the law. See, a new customer against the law. So I read all that to you. So that's in the book of the second book of Maccabees, and you go to chapter 2, 3, and 4, and all that work that he done. Jason, yeah, all that work with Jason done is in that book, and how he changed the laws. That's right, and that's why we don't have everything and all in one book. So yeah, that's some even wicked stuff they done. But we know, that's why I told you. I told you that them Jews got with Constantine and did that. That's what I told you. Now it's been proven. It's written down. I told you that way before. I told you that way before it's written. Well, I could prove it in writing. Told you that way before I could prove it. Why? Because the law, if it's righteousness, and I tell anybody, if something that you say is righteous is written down somewhere, you can go find it. Now, if this is for righteousness, you can go find it. Another thing, because the law of God said heaven and earth shall pass away, but his word shall last forever, shall stand forever. So what is his word? Righteousness. That's right. So that's why, one of the reasons why I know that if he says something, it could be fine. So, all right. So those, all right. So I know I got people just listen to me for the dreams. Okay. Here's another one. Here's a dream. Okay. We were sitting on the porch, three of us, three men. I had out of a body. We was three men. We sitting on the porch, and I had an out of body experience. As we sitting in the chair in my spirit, I went to this place to meet a young woman. I was passing the street. I called her out their names, and a couple of streets had no names. So as I was passing the streets, I was calling out the names of the street, and a couple of streets that had no names on it, had no street sign. Then I arrived at this place on or a eater or a snack shop. I started talking to them. We left together. Then we got outside. I put my arm around her. Next, I was back across the street from the house where I was sitting at. I was looking at this deterioration of the house, missing wood bowls upstairs and down. I wondered if they knew I was across the street. All the morning long, I saw life metaphysics in my mind. Metaphysics. I can't see it now. Tongue tied already. But most say metamorphosis, but it's not metaphysics. Metaphysics. Can't say it. It'll come to me. Running joke. It'll come. All right. So that's one joke. I was looking through the window. I was looking through a window in another city. The moon appeared to be double, but as soon as it came into focus, it was one. This white dressed up like pirates. They had these white people dressed up like pirates with swords and ray weapons. That's what they had. That's right. They had these white people coming down. They was in the spaceship. That's right. And it was coming down. These dressed up like pirates with swords and ray guns in their hand, and in a white box. I was with a brother and two others. We went outside, and there they were coming down. They was being let down on a cord or a wire. I saw them, and they saw us. And as I started to run with others, they started firing this weapon in this white plastic box. They destroyed others that were around me. So they destroyed others that was around me and some that was running, but gave me a buckler and a sword, destroyed a few more, and then left. They had these two women with an axe that killed some. One that appeared to be with them. He was in a closet. I asked them, did they do that? They said yes. So those things are coming, man. Y'all playing around. It might be happening already, and you don't even know. Yeah. Next, I was trying to leave to go back where I came from, but these two vehicles was back up against one another. How you back up one truck against another back up, and I couldn't get out, so they had to try to block me in. I was picked up. Uh, I was picked up. Others was black SUV. So somebody in a black SUV picked me up. I got out their vehicle and looked at them. There was no damage to them. The SUV left first. The pickup truck that had just sit, the doors was open. They were sitting on the door was open. The passenger side, the man came out, was waiting for me to get in, and I woke up. So that's a raise. And that dream that I had, man, that dream looked different. Yeah, it looked at most dreams you can see because they have a certain type of aura over it. So you know that in dream, but this dream was like raw, like I was really there and like it wasn't a dream. That's right. And I say, man, all that happened. So I'm just telling you, I'm telling you things to come. Those things haven't happened yet. At least I didn't see it. Now, what they do, they play out things in the movie and make you think that they're not real. And next thing you know, you see, man, you know that? I seen a movie where that happened there. And I told you, when you go read this book, here, The Testament of Solomon, you see that those demons can tell the future. And you know those demons are in Hollywood. Yes, they are. And those people are worshiping demons. Why? Because they are false Jews. And that's why I just finished reading the second book of Maccabees. Go learn. Let the Lord God teach you where these things come from, how these things can be. I told you there's a reason and purpose for everything under the sun. So the Lord God tells these Jews, they say they are Jews, but they are not. Then when you go read these books and things, you find out why they're not Jews. You find out, just like I read to you in the Black Hat, in the book Being Abridged. That's where it happened with. You see who did it, and you know that that it was for a no good reason. So yeah, that's why I'm telling you all these things. Now let me get to what the Lord God gave it to me this morning. We're going to Zephaniah chapter 3. Zephaniah chapter 3. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted to the oppressing city. She obeyed not the voice, she received not correction, she trusted not in the Lord, she drew not near to her God. Her prince within her are roaring lions, her judges are evening wolves, they gnaw not the bones till it's marrow, till the marrow. I say marrow, it's marrow. You pronounce it marrow, it depends on what part of the world you're in, what part of the station you're in. Her princes are roaring lions, her judges are evening wolves. They gnaw not the bones till the morrow. Her prophets are like treacherous persons. Her priests have polluted the sanctuary. They have done violence to the Lord. Read that to them. The Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Even morning he bringeth his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. I have cut off the nation. Their towers are desolate. I made their street waste, that none passes by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is no inhabitant. I say, surely thou wilt fear me. Thou wilt receive instruction, so their dwelling should not be cut off. Howsoever I punished them, but they rose early and corrupt all they're doing. So all the stuff the Lord God doing, still doing the same. I got another dream for you. Therefore, wait ye upon me, say Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nation, that I may assemble the kings to pour out them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with fire of my jealousy. So when I read that to you, when you go in this book right here, I read that the Lord God said, I'm going to have to read it to you right fast. I know time goes by so fast. Listen, as soon as you get the gospel of atonement, Jesus said, I have cast a fire upon on the world, and I see it. And see, I'm guarding it until it burns. So that's the same language. That's what he said. He said, therefore wait upon me, he said, Lord, till the day that I rise up to the prey. My determination is to gather the nation, that I may assemble the kings to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. That's right. For then will I turn to the people of pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord to serve me with one consent. The reason why I say that's right, because when I say that, I mean I have read that somewhere in some other book or some other prophecy or some other testimony, and I have read that and I say that's right. And you know, just because you, man, when the Lord God said rightly in Isaiah chapter 28, here a little, there a little, line upon line, precept. So that's what you talk about. You go through all these books, go to the Holy Bible, because you know it's been abridged. You know all that's not in the Holy Bible, but it's written down in other books also. Other authors have it, and you see they say the same thing. All right, okay. For then will I turn my people up. Yeah, then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent. Now I can think about that language. I can think about the speaking in the spirit, speaking in tongues, man, and all that's one language. I don't care who I talk to. I don't care where they at. I can speak to them. From beyond the river of Ethiopia, my supplants, even the daughters of my dispersed, even the daughters of my dispersed shall bring my offering. All right. In that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings, wherein thou hast transgressed against me. But then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be haughty because of my holy mountain. I will also leave in the midst of thee afflicted and the poor people. They shall trust in the name of the Lord. That's right, because you go to the book of John, what John said. He have chosen the poor to be rich in spirit. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, for they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. So that's all I have. Once you repent with your whole heart, get back into the binds of that holy covenant, and you know how that holy covenant is. The binds of the holy covenant. Get back in the binds of I'm saying holy covenant. Get back in the binds of forever covenant. And that's the forever covenant that the Lord God is speaking of. And who he's telling that to his people. And who are his people? Israel. And who are the poor people? Israel. And where they at? To all lands, nations, kindreds, and tongues. Man, sing, O daughter of Zion, shout, O Israel. Be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughters of Jerusalem. And that's why the Lord, I'm tell you about salvation. The Lord hath taken away the judgment. He hath cast out thy enemies. The King of Israel, even the Lord, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil anymore. So who? The King. We say the King of Israel. Who's the King? The Lord God is the King of Israel, and he is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see. So people looking for all these other things, but the Lord God gonna be with us. And in that day it shall be said to Jerusalem, fear not, and to Zion, let not thy hands be slack. The Lord thy God is in the midst of thee, is mighty. He will save, he will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. I gather them. Yeah, the Lord God is saying, man, go in the Gospel of John, and the Lord God put a circle around him and start singing. That's what he did. Go read it. That's why I tell you, go get the book. Man, them people left out so much stuff, and all they did that so we would never find out the truth. The Jews did that. That's right. The Lord thy God is in the midst of thee, is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. So you know who that is? That's us. Behold, at the time I will undo all that afflict thee. I will save her that halted, well, let's say halt, and give her that was driven out. They don't say he, say halt. And the gather of them that was driven out. Now that's Zephaniah chapter 3, and this is verse 19. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. So that's why I'm telling you, when you repent with your whole heart, get back in the bonds of a holy covenant, man, everything changes, man. And you see the change, you know the change. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and praise among all the people of the earth. When I turn back your captivity before your eyes, say the Lord. So that's what's happening. When you repent with your whole heart, go back, keeping all 10 of his commandments, not 9, not the command, the commandment that they teach you now. That's the commandment that everything in it, keeping the covenant, keeping the holy covenant, the covenant day. That's the power. They got everything in there. And all your fathers did it, and you see the power that they had and the things that they did. Man, come on, bro. Now read Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 21 more again. At that time I will bring you again, even into the time that I gathered you. For I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth. When I turn back your captivity before your eyes, say the Lord. So the Lord, that's what's happening now. That's why I say, man, repent with your whole heart. Be baptized in Jesus' name. Keep all the 10 commandments. All of them. All 10, not the 9, the 10. Especially Sabbath day, it's the covenant day. And turn back, man. Turn back and get your forever inheritance that our fathers left us, man. Yeah. All right. In the second year of Darius the king, in the 6th month, in the first day of the month, came to the word of the Lord unto Haggai the prophet, unto Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel now. And that's in this book too. That's in you can find Zerubbabel in this book too. It's spelled different, but it's Zerubbabel. And governor of Judah, Joshua the son of Jezdach, and the high priest, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, This people say, the time is not come, the time the Lord's house shall be built. Then came the word of the Lord to Haggai the prophet, saying, It is time for you, O ye that dwell in sealed houses, and the house lie waste. Now therefore, thus says the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. You have sown much and bring in little. You eat, but have not enough. You drink, but you are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages and put into a bag with holes. That's Haggai chapter 1. And you know that's the truth. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your way. Go up to the mountain, bring wood, build a house, and I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith the Lord. But they won't do it. And you know why. Ye looked for much, and lo, it came to little. And when you brought it home, I did blow upon it. Why, say the Lord, oh, because of my house that is waste. And you run every man into his own house. And that's the truth. And you do all these things, but what's the Lord God house? The Lord God house is the covenant. It's the covenant, man. Get back into the bonds of that covenant. Get back into God's house. Man, therefore the heaven over you is stayed from dew, and the earth is stayed from her fruits. And I called for a drought upon the land, upon the mountains, upon the corn, upon the new wine, upon the oil, upon that which the ground bringeth forth, and upon man, upon cattle, upon the labor of the hand. Told you, man, a dream I had. I had this dream a few times. First time I saw it, it was an earthquake. It was a major earthquake. I mean, everything shook. I mean, it shook. And then another time I saw the earth being rolled together. I seen the earth roll together in tectonic plates coming together just like that on top of it. And I saw that happen. Man. And I said, man, that happened to the whole world. So Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, Joshua, the son of Zadok, the high priest, with all the remnants of the people obeyed the voice of the Lord their God and the words of Haggai the prophet, as the Lord their God had sent him, and the people did fear before the Lord. Then spake Haggai the Lord's messenger, and the Lord's message said unto the people, say, I am with you, say the Lord. And the Lord stirred up the spirit of Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, the governor of Judah, and the spirit of Joshua, the son of Zadok, the high priest, and the spirit of all the remnant people, and they came and did work in the house of the Lord of hosts their God. This when the temple was rebuilt again. In the 420 year, but that's prophecy, man. It's a twofold call. In the 420 day of the 6 months and the second year of the king to rise. Now here we go. Yeah, because it's a twofold call, and the reason why I tell you about it, running joke, man, and I know a lot of people, man, be wearing themselves out trying to pronounce these names and things, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about pronouncing them, man. When the Lord God wants you to pronounce the name right, you're gonna do it. It's a running joke because one day the Lord gonna come and say, hey, this is how you pronounce this word. In the 7th month, in the 120th day of the month, came the word of the Lord to the prophet Haggai, saying, speak now to Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, the governor of Judah, and to Joshua, the son of Zadok, the high priest, and the residue of the people, saying, who is left among you that saw the house of the first glory? And how did you see it? Is it not in your eyes in comparison of it as nothing? Yet now be strong, O Zerubbabel, said the Lord, and be strong, O Joshua, the son of Zadok, the high priest, and be strong, all you people of the land, said the Lord, and work, for I am with you, said the Lord of hosts. See, that what he's telling me. According to the word that I had covenanted with you when you came out of Egypt, so my spirit remained among you, fear not. So what was the covenant? They came out of Egypt. That's what I said. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and Deuteronomy chapter 7. And so my spirit remained. And so they have never left us. They have been with us. Our fathers and them prayed for us, man. Abraham, Enoch, Noah, Shem, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher, all them people, and many others had prayed for us. Solomon prayed for us. David prayed for us. Everybody come on, all what they prayed for. They prayed for their offspring, and they prayed for their seed, their offsprings, their descendant, forever. They prayed for us. For thus said the Lord of hosts, yes, once in a little while I will shake the heavens, in the earth, in the sea, in the dry land. So, man, when the time comes, all that water in the sea, it's going to be all dry land. I told you I had that dream, and I was sitting on the mountaintop in Georgia, in Atlanta, and man, I was sitting up there saying, man, I can't believe that water had came all the way from the ocean and was that high. Oh man, I can't think about that spirit, but can't talk about it. But anyway, he said, I couldn't believe that water had came. I said, I couldn't believe that water. He's gonna put it all over the earth, man. Come on, bro. For thus said the Lord, yet for a little while I will shake the heavens and the earth and the sea in the dry land. And I will shake all nations, the desire of all nations shall come. And I will fill this house with glory, said the Lord of hosts. The silver is mine, the gold is mine, said the Lord of hosts. The glory of this latter house shall be greater than of the former, said the Lord of hosts, in the place where I give peace, said the Lord of hosts. So that's what's going on. The 428th, 9th month, 2nd year of Darius came to the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, thus said the Lord of hosts, ask now the priest concerning the law, saying, if one bear holy flesh in the skirt of his garment, if one bear holy flesh in the skirt of his garment, and with his skirts do touch bread, or partage, or wine, or oil, or any meat, shall it be holy? And the priest answered and said, no. Then said Haggai, if one that is unclean by day by touch any of these, shall it be unclean. The priest answered and said, it shall be unclean. Okay, now I ain't finished. And then answered God and said, so is the people, so is this nation before me, say the Lord. And so is every work of their hands, that which they offer there is unclean. So everything you're doing is unclean to the Lord. Why? Because you haven't repented the whole heart, keep all his 10 commandments, and re-enter into the vine of forever covenant. And now I pray you consider from this day upward, before the stone was laid upon the stone in the temple of the Lord. Since those days when one came a heap of 20 measures, there were but 10. And when one came to the press vat to draw out 50 vessels out of the press, there were but 20. I smote you with black. This the Lord telling. He's telling you that he cutting off your sources. And I was with a friend the other day. Truth, I was with a friend the other day. He said, you don't even see it. You don't see that these lines, these aisles in the grocery store are getting they're closing them up. He said because the food. He said, yeah. He said because they're running out of food. That's what he told me. That's what he told me. Yeah. I smote you with blasting and mildew, with hail and all the labors of your head. Yet you turn not to me, say the Lord. So you know you smote and blast, man. Look, a dream I had. And I had this dream before in August when all the United States was hot. And I told you about I went back into my old a place where I used to live when we was kids. And so when I went back into this place, where I was a kid, I was waiting for this woman to come and get an electric heater. And so when she came in there, and seen the electric heater, but the electric heater was turned to me, and she thought it wasn't working. And she looked at it and said, no, that's not working. So I took and hit it, and I turned around and showed her how the heaters glowed. I said, look, it's working, it's glowed. And she just took it and walked out. So that to me was going to be the cold was going to come early. It didn't show no blizzard. Now it just showed that you're going to need your heaters early. And then that snow came. Yeah. Told you, man, the Lord God be showing me everything. Not just for the United States, showing me everything that's going to happen that is significant all over the world. I keep telling you that. And I keep telling you about the dreams, and they ain't telling you. But you just don't want to listen. I smote you with blasting, with mildew, with hail, and all labors of your head, and yet you turn not to me, say the Lord. Consider now from this day upward, from the 4th and 20th day of the 9th month, even from the day of the foundation of the Lord's temple was laid, consider it. Is the seed yet in the barn? And as yet the vine and the fig tree and the pomegranate and the olive tree have not brought forth from this day, will I bless you? So all that he talking about, you know what the vine is, you know what the fig tree is, you know what the pomegranate, you know the olive tree, have not brought forth from this day, will I bless you? Yeah, we're starting now though. Yeah, the fig tree got leaves on it, the vine is growing. Man, all these things that start happening. So you don't see it yet, but it's just started. And again, the word of the Lord came to Haggai in the 4th and 20th day of the month, saying, speak to Zerubbabel, the governor of Judah, saying, I will shake the heavens and the earth. That's what he said. He's going to shake the heavens and the earth. And I will overthrow the thrones of kingdoms. And I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen. And I will overthrow the chariot and those that ride in them. So you know when you say, well, them cars, that was chariot. Go open up a Chevrolet car and look on the what do you call it, the running board that's inside the car. See if it don't say chariot. And those that ride in them, and the horses and the riders should come down, even one by the sword of his brother. So it's gonna be a big old wall. That's what it's saying. It's gonna be a big wall. Yeah. And that day the Lord of hosts will I take thee, O Zerubbabel, my servant, the son of Shealtiel, and say to the Lord, I'll make thee a signet, for I have chosen thee, say the Lord of hosts. So, yeah, so when these things come about, he made Zerubbabel a signet, and I have chosen thee for a signet. All right, so what is the signet? I'm going to give it to the signet, because I have already bought the signal for you, and you're not even paying attention. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 4. Zechariah, that's the next thing. That's the next thing. Zechariah chapter 4. Now you can read. I'm just skipping, but you can read Zechariah. Ain't nothing but what Zechariah. Go read Zechariah chapter 4 verse 6. So let's go. Because remember, he told Zerubbabel, he told Zerubbabel. We're going to start at the first verse. And the angel that talked with me came again and woke me up as the man is waking out of his sleep, and said unto me, what seest thou? So when you say the angel, because you're doing that, that's why I'm trying to keep telling you. I keep trying to tell you about these different things that are doing, different things that are coming up. And when he said, the angel talked to me again and wake me as a man that's waking out of his sleep. So when you wake up out of sleep, what you in? The spirit world, man. Come on, man, your spirit. And he said unto me, what seest thou? I said, I have looked, and behold, a candlestick all of gold, and a bowl upon the top of it, and 7 lamps thereon, and 7 pipes that to see the 7 lamps which thereupon. Stop right there. So when you go to the book of Revelation, what John tell you he see? The 2 olive trees by its upon the right side of the bowl, and the other upon the left side thereof. So I asked and spake unto the angel that talked with me, saying, what are these, my Lord? And the angel said that talked unto me, answered and said unto me, knowest thou not what these be? And I said, no, my Lord. No. Before I finish, I'll tell you another dream. The angel Lord came to me, and just like he said, and I was with him, and the angel Lord said, he was telling me something. And he said, you don't know how to speak English? I said, no, I don't know how to speak English because I don't. I mean, I know now, but I didn't know how to speak English. Man, you go out, when you go out, because all the countries have, and you can't go in the country and somebody tell you they don't speak, that's a lie. Because they teach them English. If you don't know how to speak English, you didn't go to school. Because every country you go to, and the people have taught them how to speak English. And they speak English better than you. Yes, they do. Yeah. So, well, anyway, so that was the dream. All right. Then he answered and spake unto me, saying, this is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel. Remember he told Zerubbabel that he was going to be a signet? And said, yeah, he said, this is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, saying, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. And this is it. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. So that's prophecy being fulfilled. And I can tell you this all day long. And, you know, until you repent with your whole heart and keep all his commandments and enter back into the bonds that are forever covenant, enter back until you receive again your inheritance, take a hold of your forever inheritance. Man, it's a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing because you can do it that. All right, I'm going to read this one thing. Let me see. Because I want you to know these things. Because these things coming to pass, ain't nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can be like, why? Because the Lord God said it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay. I was with this white man, and that some kind of a way I was married in his family or married, married to his family or married to him. We wore sorting clothes. I was putting the labor clothes on one pile and the white collar clothes in another. So I was putting the labor clothes on one pile and the white collar clothes in another pile. Nah, bro. Nah, don't even let that come to your mind. And you know what I'm talking about. So if you have God, you know, if you say that and mention it and you have never seen this video at all yet, and I'm telling you, don't even let that come to your mind. Now, see, how could I know that unless I'm a prophet of the Lord? So there you go. So I was putting the labor clothes in one pile and the white collar clothes in another pile. And as we was talking, I was telling him I could tell the difference from his clothing and mine without sorting them. He was white honey. Yeah, he was white honey. That's why that was in seed. He was white honey. Next, we were on the street. This car I was looking at had many of gadgets in it that appeared to be old, but it was a futuristic car. That's why I said it was brown. It started to roll back. The car was brown, and I caught it by the bumper in the front and stopped it. Next, they had three of us walking, one white, one black, and me. I asked them, how many times have y'all seen Jesus? That's why I asked them. How many times? And they didn't answer. I said, the Lord would ask you to do something. He would tell you something. He would even show you to do something. But if he make you do something, oh man. Yeah, because that's what it, man, I told you this dream, I'm going to tell you this dream, then I'm gone. I told you the dream of the figs, man, and you find that in the book of Isaiah. So, man, they had the horseman, the captain, and the chariot. And boy, they was riding. I was behind. I don't know how I was behind. I don't know why I was on horse or not. And he said, whatever he said, Uncle, you better stop what you're doing before I make you eat them figs. And I said, man, you ain't got to make me eat the before I see them, them figs about like that. And they were purple. Ooh, man, the kind you shake when they come right off the tree. Boy, I took it. Boy, I ate that fig. Boy, that fig was so good. Man, that fig was so good. Yeah, I know I ate one of them. I don't know if I ate many more after that, but I know I ate that one. Boy, that, man, after he said he said, stop before I met. I told him, I said, man, you got to make me eat that fig. Boy, that fig was so good. The next thing you knew, I was in Israel. This is not by might nor by power, but by my spirit. And I'm Elijah. Until next time.